Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and as we continue to do our tour guide series, there's a couple of unmarked locations that are around Hurston that we actually kind of got a little bit of a demo with during the Citcon stream. And these are almost like these underground bunkers. And if you remember, this is the location where they actually came down and picked up like the server blade and went on from there during the mission. Now, if you don't want to know where these at or you don't want to see anymore, go ahead and stop watching because I'm about to tell you where these are located. But if you are interested in actually seeing this, which I would highly suggest that you would probably want to do because it is a unique and new location that actually has some kind of emergent gameplay because there are automated guns around it, which I'm walking up to right now on the video. These are kind of what I'm really taking to be as like Hurston storage type facilities / research facilities for either weapons testing or maybe just materials or overall stuff like that. You can see there's industrial stuff all around, but to the earlier point that I was going to bring up, these are around the Loreville area, and there's two of them that we've found so far, we being Planet Express. Luckily, I've had some people that found this and were able to point me in the right direction. So I'm sharing that information with you guys now from the PXP community. So the first one here that I'm at is the larger of the two. The kind of surrounding area is less interesting, if you will. There's not a whole lot out there except for rocks and hills and stuff like that. That being said, it is the one that's a more interesting location just purely from the what you can do perspective because it has a functional elevator that will actually take you down into the bunker, which we'll do in just a minute. So if you want to find the first of these two locations, you kind of want to orient yourself on Hurston and use that as your guide. So if you think about the big building, Central, the direction that it's facing looks over TISA Spaceport. So if you're facing TISA Spaceport from in front of it, so your order would be your ship, TISA Spaceport, Central Building. What's going to happen is take that Central Building to be like the North Star. And what you ultimately want to do is go about 63 kilometers southeast from Loreville. So ultimately, if you think about it, if you're looking in that direction, you're basically going to go to your 4 to 5 o'clock, somewhere in that ballpark. The great news is you don't really have to be super accurate with how you get there because ultimately your scanner does work. So once you're actually getting in that directionality, just start blasting your scanner. Keep it on just one magnification because you want to be able to kind of capture enough of the range, especially knowing that it's about 63 kilometers away. But you'll start getting the little box that pops up. And then as you approach, ultimately what you're going to have, and I didn't show it in the beginning of this video because I didn't want the spoilers there for people that didn't want to see it, but at the end I'll show what some of the guns look like at the other outpost that are actually firing. So as you approach, it does have, I believe it's 4 guns on this particular outpost. The other one has 3. They're not particularly hard to destroy. You can actually do it with, a Karna or a rifle or something like that. The problem, though, is, and especially with me on the Freelancer, there's kind of some convergence issues to where if you get too close to them, the guns shoot on either side of it. And to make matters worse, I actually had my gimbals unlocked, which I fly fixed all the time, so that really threw me off, and I couldn't hit a damn thing. But either way, that's a different story. So you want to be ready to take those down. They don't do a ton of damage to your ship. They'll really splash your shields. I did a little bit of practice at the other location by dropping my shields and then bringing them back up and seeing how much damage they do. And they do some damage, it's not a ton. I think they actually sheared off one of my wings on the Freelancer, so it's obviously not a little amount of damage, but I don't think they're really going to do a lot to pierce through your shields in a short amount of time. So if you've been watching the video in the background, you can tell there's just multiple different levels here. You've got kind of like data access areas. You've got like controls of machinery that don't really function. You get rocks in the walls. You can tell there's a lot of panels here that are not functional that probably will be eventually. And then as we really get a little bit further along, we get into kind of like the server and access rooms. And when you walk in there, the sound effect is pretty chilling. It really sounds like a bunch of servers are whirring and spinning up and clicking. And it's just really cool, and the lighting in here is actually fantastic. Now, as far as the other location is concerned, it's actually going to be about 60 kilometers due south. So basically, using the same directionality I just told you how to find this bunker, you want to just go due south about 60 kilometers. Again, You don't really need to be that accurate. Just kind of start heading south from that location using Loreville as your north point, and then just scanning, and you will find the spot. Again, there's going to be 3 turrets at that location that you're going to want to be prepared to deal with. But once you actually get to that other location, there's not as much to see there. So it's you can go in there, you can look down, you can see the elevator at the other end of the tunnel, and you just can't call it or do anything with it right now. Now my question is, how many of these are dotted across the planet? I don't know. We know of 2 of them, so it might just be 2. There might be 30. Who knows? And we haven't really figured out how rapidly the guns respawn at these outposts, because I'm assuming that's going to happen at some point. But ultimately, you can see there's a gun up close. It's firing. It's splashing my shields. There's 3 of them here. I hit it with a couple salvos, and boom, it went away. So that's this outpost. I thought it was pretty cool. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned for a lot more. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and take care.